priority for Illumio?
Yes, the top priority for Illumio for the coming time is to really deploy microsegmentation, help agencies and commands do that to stop adversary lateral movement, right? We've researched that about $170 billion has been spent in Zero Trust thus far, over the last several years, predominantly or most exclusively on the 3 of the 5 pillars of Zero Trust, right? ICAM, we've talked about that today. Networks and devices. And while those are important, right, and many of us here, the folks on the government are in the middle of this, the challenge is that none of that investment is going to stop the next SolarWinds attack, right? SolarWinds attack was successful because it was creative and because the adversary, which was Russia SVR, was able to have that Trojan horse and then move laterally in their organizations by unauthorized command and control domain calls. And so that basically meant that they penetrated the perimeter and then were able to move laterally. We know that the XDR, EDR tools did not stop those either, those lateral movements, because those tools are only as good as the information that you give them, right? So, the modus operandi of those attackers, they're great tools, right? Don't get me wrong, for actually stopping the known threats. But in order to stop the unknown threats, you've got to be able to provide microsegmentation to the endpoint so that you can affect policy that only you want to be able to say that machine A or computer A talks to computer B, not to computer C.
Absolutely.
And if I can make one more comment, what we're seeing right now is that the attacks are going to have signatures of source code that's been stolen, right? So in SolarWinds, we had FireEye source code that was stolen, right? And then in the last 45 days, we had NVIDIA source code stolen, and we had, I think it was either Samsung or Android source code stolen as well. So what we're seeing is that these nation state attackers are going to inject malware into source code and actually dupe, users or even administrators thinking that they're upgrading their software when in fact they're loading a malware that could remain hidden for a long time. And the only way to stop that is by, micro-segmenting the network there.
Very